Thank you, and the survivors of the 1.5 day of the conference, which has brought a lot of beautiful moments, and 16 minutes of stage covered by SK in that elaborate, when we are having some time constraint. Thank you for, connecting the audience and everybody in. Of course, I love the way you speak. So thank you so much for keeping all us alive. And this is us, as you know, that this session is devoted to the social sector. I have planned, we would be finishing this session in 1 hour, 15 minutes, if that is okay. Like I have consulted Shyam, and he says that we can run the session up to 1:45 instead of 1:30. So that gives us roughly about 1 hour, 15 minutes. And I would request that we would have some 12 minutes to 13 minutes restricted for the first round of the talk, which everyone would present. And then it would go more interactive from this side of the audience and maybe from within the panelists. It would be good and great if we can connect more points to ponder over the reality and the, the kind of takeaway from this session. So I would request each one of you to be like that. But before, opening, so with my opening remarks, let me just talk about certain things which I feel being connected for the social sector called education, and being connected for the social sector for my own personal benefit for last 28 years. I feel that this is the segment which gives you the inside looking, it's a function which comes from your within. So there is a lot of value inside you which guides your spirits. It is nothing, no money, no other thing can guide you, but it is your inner conscience which guides you to be at the social sector, and that's the power we generate through this sector. I have jotted down certain points. As we know that we have some, in India, we have around 20 lakh NGOs, according to the survey, that 20 lakh NGOs are there. And whereas at the world level, registered NGOs, international NGOs, and social sector domain is only 40,000. So the international level is registered social sector or social entrepreneurs. What I'm talking is this number. And there are certain things like, are we innovative or are we creative at this sector? What is the social connect? What is the ethical connect? What is the spiritual connect? What is the individual connect? What is the contribution? These are the questions pondering over this segment particularly. Are they really not for profit? This one question is very, very important, because I think when we see the funked and defunct NGOs, you would see that defunct organizations outnumber the functionally good or sound organizations. That is very, very important point I'm bringing to the fora. Maybe the panelists can take it forward. I'm not pondering more over it, but that's a question. Also, there has been many interpretation that whether it is CSR coming from the corporate as a mandatory call, or whether it is an individual social responsibility, whether it is an educational social responsibility. People have given different connotation to these, responsive behavior of any individual or a group or an organization to venture into the social sector. I also see that there are a lot of questions around the private-public participation, or the PPP model, which we call, that also has a lot to offer and lot to give to the entire audience serving at the receiver end or at the giver end. The next question which I look forward from our panelists is, do we have it a local presence, or is it a global presence, or is it a global idea where we learn from the global good practices and implement them within our gamut of activities within? That is one question which I had in my mind. Also, like, are actually I would give you one small example. There was a big public sector which wanted me to do some social audit in Gujarat, and I helped them to find that one entire village has been taken by them, जिसको कहते हैं गांव में गोद लेना. So it is like, adopting one village. And I went there from small children to the men, to the women, and I had an intensive talk with them to find out that none of them want to work. The thing is that they get lot and lot from the corporate sector. They say when there is no need to earn our living because we get a lot, then why should we work? Are we making them lethargic? This is very, very important question. The corporate sector has to look into that. Charity is not the right word. If the charity is making people lethargic, if it is making people non-livable organs in this cosmic world, it is not accepted. Rather, we should teach them, train them, take it to the next level of the humanity. Definitely yes. So is that all bad? Or there are something which can be called as sunshine? So what I see is the innovation at the social sector. Definitely there are so many good things happening. I just want to give a very small example that how idea can change your life. Yeah, definitely it changes your life. When we were given as a mandate to do the, Jan Dhan Yojana by the government, they wanted the schools and the government colleges to take lead. We gave the training to the youngsters, first year college students, and said that you go to the villages, get them connected and do this work. When BHIM application was launched, I personally trained 50 8th class students in Rajasthan and told them, you be the ambassador, go back your home, teach your parents, train your parents, and let us see if that can help them to get connected to online payment or things like that. So it is not necessary that we always look forward that where the idea comes from and how it can be implemented to get that inclusivity, to get that connecting to the grassroots. It is very easy through the children is what I have always felt very strongly. Accessibility issues, the diversity issues, which are always hovering, even sometimes, like even Indian Society for Training and Development, I know women are less in number, but I'm happy that now they are coming up in a very big way. It was a challenge when I started it 27 years down the line in ISTD, and it was very difficult to find some place, but now at least I see huge number of people coming up. Hats off to the girls and ladies sitting here, and I want a big round of applause for all ISTD women members. And I, as a president, I always said, each one bring one, and I promoted for the spouse membership of ISTDians. I still strongly believe that we can double up if we can just look into the, some of the ideas. The problem is in the implementation, and we all are idea masters. And of course, two examples I want to share is of Lemon Tree, which the Lemon Tree Hotels, Aradhana Lal, I know the inclusivity person. She has been doing a phenomenal work for differently abled people, and she has included them into the day-to-day routine activities of the hotel. And look at that, Vindhya in Bangalore, if you see a BPO run by one of my very good friend Veena, if you look at that, 400 differently able people run that organization, which is a BPO on telecom. It's a wonderful thing to look at that. Only those people, she says they are the angels of the God, and I feel the same energy. Here, again, like we were onto the audit team on, the northeast part, Jorhat being one of that, of course. But I would say that when the government announced, about the toilets, much has been made jokes about it, but I would say we went as a team there to find a shocking thing. One of the corporate, with the help of Ernst & Young Foundation, we had 10,000 toilets made in the schools. And one which I visited, I will not name the place because of some sanctity reasons, but I would definitely say that we went there and we asked the children, are they using the toilets? And one girl said, yuck, I don't want to go there. I said, what happened? She said, nahi, mere ko nahi jana hai. Again, you ask other people, they say, no, we can't go to the toilet. It is the dirty place. And I said, what has happened? You won't believe, when I opened the toilets, nobody has taught them how to use. So they were defecating all around and not knowing that the water is there and how to squat and sit and do the bloody bullshit. So what is our responsibility when we are doing a lot of work? Are we also teaching and training in the right spirit to use and make our citizenship behavior as a point, because we have been finding attitudinal challenges in this sector, which is the highest. For numbers, we are very particular, but how much quality we are assuring, how much quality of life we have actually contributed is where my questions are. And I think we have beautiful panels sitting here in terms of Father Jerry Tom, Cherian, and of course Preeti. I look forward to listening to you. And I know NMDC, how well they have had the outreach. So I would just request each one of you, maybe you can take 12 to 13 minutes or initially, maybe then we can share more stories, more questions. And I would start with Mr. Cherian.